What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Nick's Happy Dream Sports Talk TV. Thank y'all for tuning in. I had a guest come on. I had a guest that was supposed to come on, but he was handling a lot of stuff, so he couldn't come on. So I'm gonna try to talk about this myself, and I'm gonna drop the link in. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, and if anybody wants to come on and talk about this with me, be my guest to hop in. But before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, do all the good things that you know that can help get me where I need to be. I'm trying to put the poster comment. Okay. If anybody wants to come in, here's the link. Here's the link. We can talk about it for a little bit. But Florida versus Kentucky. Kentucky versus Florida. My thing is Kentucky legit. Kentucky legit. Stuff I was saying before the season is I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing, making strides to try to get better. Roll Tide Rise Up, what's going on? Jeff Stapleton, what's going on? Tom Reed, what's going on? So I seen the stuff that was doing in the offseason. I went and got quarterback Devin Leary. I'm like, that's a solid quarterback from the ACC, from North Carolina State. Solid quarterback. Then they went and got the running back, Ray Davis. And some more occasional picture. And Ray Davis from Vanderbilt, hey, he a solid piece. Then as we see the season go on, I know about the wide receiver core Kentucky has. Pretty solid wide receiver core. I think young guys, solid wide receiver core. And I'm gonna say this. I see what they're doing. I don't think they really played anybody yet. Florida will be a test. Or will they be a test? What we know about Florida is Florida came out and sucked against Utah. They got a big win against Tennessee. That run game was awesome against Tennessee. I think they kind of struggled a little bit last week. But can Kentucky beat Florida? Or can Florida beat Kentucky? Remains to be seen. Really don't know. Really don't know. One of those things that this is the game I'm excited to watch. Excited to watch. I like what Kentucky's doing. I like what Mark Stoops is doing over there. Bob, whatever his name is, the Stoops coach over there is doing. Billy Napier is in one of those modes that he's trying to build. Austin Armstrong, hey, he been coaching a pretty decent defense since that Utah game. Defense been pretty decent. But can Kentucky come off with the wins tomorrow? I don't know. If they win, will this prove that they are legit? Don't know. I mean personally, I still don't think this be proof that they are legit, but it's proof that they are heading in the right direction, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So, what do I expect to happen? Florida, Graham Mertz. He alright. He ain't all that to me, but he alright. I think Kentucky is a more complete team. Florida is trending upward. They're looking better. They're trying to build off the Tennessee win. Does Florida comes out with a heavy dose of the run to try to get the wide receiver Pearsall more plays downfield. Pearsall, he a good wide receiver for Florida. He made an outstanding catch last week too, a one-hand grab too. That was a nice catch. But with Florida defense, exactly. Strange season. Not okay. Who is this? Okay. Hey, try to turn your camera on, bro. Try to turn your camera on. There we go. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, Nick Saban? Let me
Not much,
tell
man. Not much.
man, I I don't know nothing about this internet stuff. I tried to turn the camera because when I talk to KB, it'll show my face or something. So I hear, oh, the camera right here. Let me see if you can see me.
Oh yeah, I see you. I see you.
Okay, what it do, man?
Not much,
Look,
man.
look at you feeling good. Y'all done beat Ole Miss. I told you. I said, look. I said, hey, Nick Saban. I said they gonna come because everybody, every game, it can go to next year too. Every game is not gonna be by 40 or 50 points.
That's facts.
Every game is not gonna be like that. In my mind, I'm thinking back then I used to see Nick Saban do all the coaches. He patient, quiet, letting
He
his
is.
team. And guess what? I told you, I said, everybody having this rage about Bam. Look, yes, I'm a Bulldogs. We has won it twice. The subject still is what? Bama. Bama. Every day I look on TV, Bama. God damn. They lose one game. That's the championship? Nah. I said, look, and I told my wife last night, I say, babe, Bama beat Mississippi State and beat LSU. They done woke up an angry mob. She looked at me and said, you right. I said, babe, if Alabama beat LSU, now I'm talking about if they beat LSU, they going SEC. Because my prediction was Georgia gonna play Alabama. I I would have said we would have lost one. Okay, fine. No, if we lose, I don't care about that SEC title. I just want the playoffs of the national
Yeah.
championship. Yes, the
Yeah.
SEC title matter, but now they don't beat what's undefeated Ole Miss. I'm not saying Ole Miss because Lane Kiffin do to drop a big game. He do to
That's
drop a big
facts.
game. He do. But come on, man. That defense get the rolling, and those receivers get the and Miro study that pity gag and running, get to going Michael Vick wise. You don't woke them up. You don't
Yeah.
they don't woke because all the offensive line got to do is go. You know what? We just need to do our assignments. The run game there.
Yeah.
The run game there. The offensive line just go. We just need to do our assignments.
Just give us 3 seconds. Offensive line, just give everybody 3 seconds.
Just three
Quarterback,
seconds,
running back, just 3 seconds.
man.
That's all we
Because
need.
that number 5, who they got back there, and man, them are some monsters. It ain't like they don't have the talent. They got the talent. Like, okay, everybody slip up and lose. Okay, I rather lose early than lose deeply in the championship. I rather go ahead and
Yeah, that's
evaluate the
fact.
team. I rather go ahead and evaluate it. And man, I'm not one of the ones just goes, well, Bama just this or that. No, I'm looking and I'm really going like, man, please don't let Nick Saban find his identity. Because if he find his identity, what it's gonna be is they gonna try and take it week at week, week at week.
Oh yeah,
I
we ain't
bet
got
that's
no
what he
time.
telling. That's what he telling his team. Take it one day at a time. One
That's all that matters.
and when
Yep.
you do it like that, Nick, they start build confidence. And
Facts.
when players start building confidence, like to me, the last 3 games with Georgia, I'm like, okay, Carson. So I know we beat we beat South Carolina, but coming in this week, I'm scratching my head because I think they got to go to Auburn. I'm scratching my head. I know Georgia should be favored, but we can't slip up and lose one game. Going if we lose one game, Nick Saban, if we lose one game and Alabama miss around and beat LSU and we face them in the championship, in the SEC championship, dude, they lost one, we lost one. Somebody gotta lose too, and you don't want to see them like that. You don't want to see them
Nah.
like that. That's
Hey,
why, man.
Speaking of Georgia, tonight 7 o'clock, I'm gonna have a Georgia
You
guy on. Me and Roll Tide Rise Up. We're gonna come on. We're gonna talk to Georgia Auburn game tonight.
oh y'all what time you doing that?
7 o'clock.
7? You say 7?
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time, and 6
Okay.
Central Time.
So I'm all the way in Alaska. So if you do it at 7, it'll be around about 3 o'clock where I'm at. Yeah, it'll be around about 3 or 4. I'm gonna try and catch it because when you and KB go live, it'll pop up on my phone saying live, but sometimes it'll be like 33 minutes ago or
Yeah.
something like that and whatever. But yeah, I'm so interested because I know you played ball, you were saying, and you was a center, huh? God
Who?
dang, man.
Yeah,
You was a
center.
center? Dang, you look,
Mm-hmm.
now I look, you look like you about 6'4", 300 pounds.
Hey, but the thing is, I'm not no 6'4". I'm 5'9". But the
And you
school I
played
went,
center?
yeah, the school I
Oh,
went to, man. You know what I'm saying? School I went to.
man. See, you
But I
know
held my
Alabama,
own. I knew how to
right,
play that thing.
right. You know, Nick Saban, Alabama got, man, this school called Hoover, Alabama, man.
Oh, I know about Hoover. I know all about Hoover.
Hey, Hoover, it's a school called Hoover, Thompson, and it's a school called Prattville.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
talking about '05 and '06. I was a
I know
freshman
what you're
in
talking about.
'07. I'm talking
I know what
about
you're talking about.
'05,
Yup.
'06. Man, Prattville wasn't no joke. Hoover wasn't no joke. And then
Nope.
I hate like when Bama fans be like they have all this great stuff. Man, Nick Saban, it was a Bama receiver. You probably never forget. I don't never forget him. It was '07 year. He was number 22. He was nasty. His name was Hall.
DJ Hall.
His name,
Yup.
his name was Hall. Why everybody leave? Hall was nasty, man. Before Nick Saban came, Hall was nasty. Hall was nasty. Yeah, I hold my grudges. I mean, of course you're gonna hold grudges. Look what they did to us. They come on, 2012, we to the gold line, and then they all of a sudden, man, my homies, when I just turned 19, we bragging. Georgia, we about to beat Notre Dame. I don't know what Mark Ingram was telling Eddie Lacy on that sideline, but he was saying something. Eddie Lacy started going nuts on it. And then they throw the
Right.
Hail Mary. They throw the Hail Mary on us. Amari Cooper catches it. I'm okay, like Georgia fans, we crying. 2015 year, I'm up here in Alaska bragging. We about to show them. They just beat the dirt out of us. They just hammered us in the regular season, not no playoffs. And then the one that I really hate, the 2000 and I came. We did everything right, man. We did the coach gonna decide to put a quarterback that ain't have no. We showed Tour but man, he threw that thing and he caught it. And I woke up. Man, my wife was crying. I tried to hold back. I say Alabama ain't nothing. But the thing is about it with me, I'm not a fan. But if it comes to represent the SEC, if Georgia ain't there, you know who there. And we're gonna put who relevant there. I hate to say this with my guts. To keep the SEC live and relevant, you know who the. That's like I was telling a guy that the other day. I say he say, well, Nick, not the best coach today. I say, okay, I'm cool with that. But he say Nick Saban is the GOAT of all time. He said he may not be the best coach in 3 games, but he's the GOAT of all time. And why I say that is
That's a
because
fact.
I have an eerie feeling, man. And my eerie feeling is I know what they're gonna do. They gonna just go weak by. It's not gonna be all that hype shit gone now. All that old Bama,
Mm-hmm.
all that negative stuff that was in their players, that's gone now. After they showed what they put up on Ole Miss, because let's be honest, Ole Miss, it's not just no regular team. Let's not make excuses. And they ain't talking. They is just not. They was on the feet. They had a quarterback. and a running back. So Bama ain't just beat no, no. Come on now. And in that Texas game, I felt, man, so many penalties.
Penalties.
Jermaine Burton, what happened to penalties or them touchdowns wasn't called back?
Yeah, that facts.
Then we
That
looking.
fact.
So so maybe saving, like, you know what? We gonna go with the flow. We gonna do what it do. They blocking stuff out the line here and stuff. What people are saying, they blocking that out. And I feel like they got Bama, to me, got two games. Two games that they get past. LSU, like I said, they gonna beat Auburn. They get past LSU, and you face like a 12-1 Alabama in the SEC championship, and that quarterback late in the season start knowing who he really is, taking off with his legs. You know what I'm talking about. Waiting till the receivers go all the way downfield and the DB back.
Yeah.
They blitzing, and he find one crease. Because don't tell me he ain't fast enough to find a crease.
Oh, he
Because
definitely fast enough.
I watched the guy pick up that fumble against mid tenor. He picked it up and took off. But for us, I'm like, okay, we showed. But my thing with Georgia is we got so much talent. Why I say that, Nick Saban, is look at, okay, I know you can't compare them, but when LSU had Joe Burrow when they won it, they was just able to throw it and lob it up to the receivers. Speedy just getting it, just throwing it. We got that talent, and I'm worried, like, why are we not just throwing it? Motion players just throwing it. No, and then we got that running game and all our backs. I'm not all our backs. Look, Dean, we have to put a receiver at backs and stuff like that. But all I'm wondering is, why are we not just living it? I know Joe, if Beck that rated and he was like that out of high school, why are we not just living it to? We got Aaron and Spill, one of the fastest. St. Jack. I mean, the passing game should be elite. Cause you take Brock Bowers out the picture, my heart just goes so numb every time he get the ball. And I don't talk negative about injuries and stuff. But just think, if he ain't involved,
Yeah.
what the flat? I'm talking about flat. And we gotta pick up that red zone pace too. And
Hey,
that kicker.
I'm gonna tell you this about Georgia, and I'm gonna get back to Kentucky. Georgia, I'm gonna say it like Alabama, and the reason why I'm gonna say this, listen to what I'm about to say. This season for them, it's gonna be about growth too. Like, even if they go undefeated and winning at it, this season's still gonna be about growth. Think about it, it's a lot of injuries with Georgia, so it's a lot of people that ain't key people that will be contributing later on in the season that's not there.
Oh,
But Mike Bobo, Carson Beck, it's new, so everybody got to get the rhythm of each other going. And I think take it game by game with Georgia. I think Georgia gonna end up by the end of the season gonna be lighting it up. You know what I'm saying?
I hope
Now,
so.
if there is might be a speed bump in the road, it may be. I don't know which game that'll be. I
Man,
can't predict that, but I just know Georgia is gonna be
cause,
about
cause,
growth
cause,
as well this
cause,
season.
cause with that Kentucky, yeah, but I'm sorry, man. I hate to say this, and I hate Florida. They down I'm down there between Georgia and Florida by Jacksonville, Florida. I'm like 20 minutes away. I'm down
Okay,
on the border. So
got
Gainesville is like the Gators is like 3 hours away. That, but I'm still in Georgia. I'm on the border, but Florida gonna win it. And why I say Florida? Because yes, but that running game, man, and people can sleep on that Merch kid if you want to, but I feel like it's gonna be a back and forth. If Kentucky win, Kentucky gotta win because of their offense and those receivers. Because they do got some young receivers that was torching Georgia last year.
yeah,
And
they got one of the best sophomore groups wide receiver at Kentucky. Listen to me, Kentucky is a complete team. Only
yeah,
question is, like I said, are they legit? I don't know, but this gonna be a test. But I think Kentucky provides a good brand of football. I seen in all
Kent-
season what they was doing. Kentucky, they actually have a solid defense as well. They haven't played anybody, you know what I'm saying, like a Florida yet to really see. But I think this may be a game where Kentucky can put people on notice. I'm not saying Kentucky gonna win. I'm not saying Florida gonna win,
Hey,
but I think it's gonna be a good game.
hey, cause remember like that last year they had me and my wife at the edge of the seat, like screaming, and we played it safe because one of those receivers, he was a freshman, he was just torturing us, and they gave us, I think, Travis Etienne, and they got a number 2 back there. Whoever that number 2 is for the Gators, he is
Yeah,
nasty. Maybe Graham Merch can just pour us down, and they just take it one step at a time. But this Kentucky team is very scary. But Devin Leary, I don't see him like a Will Levis type. I just, you
but
know,
but see, I had other people tell me that before too. We do this to quarterbacks all the time. He ain't got to be a Will Levis. All he
you
got to
right,
do is
you
play
right.
his best game. Play his
That's
best
true.
game. And Devin Leary, I ain't saying he was the best quarterback in the ACC, but he's a solid. He was a solid
He,
quarterback in the ACC
yeah,
and a
with
veteran
North.
that's coming now to this that came to this team though. So you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was with the Wolf Pack, son.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw him last year, and I was like, oh, okay, dang. But I do think so. What do you think if Florida was to beat Kentucky? I'm just saying by 10 points. Do you think the world need to be on notice about Florida, or you think nah? Just excluding like Georgia away and take. Do you think just take Georgia and like Missouri and all them away, and Florida just say Florida wins it by 10? Or Florida win like they beat LSU, like that type. Would you think Florida would be on notice again, or you say nah, that's just hype?
I'm gonna tell you. To me, this is a weird game, bro. The reason why I say that because this game feels like Florida needs to win it more than Kentucky needs to win it. I
Right,
don't, I
right.
can't exactly say this would put the word on notice because they beat Kentucky, because just by the name alone, it's like you should be Kentucky, but they're just by the name alone. We can't go off of that in football no more.
That's
We gotta
true.
go off football
That's
play,
true.
and it's one
That's
of those
true.
things. Kentucky ain't really played nobody yet, so I wouldn't say the world would be on
Mm,
notice, but I feel like people will start probably looking at Florida a little bit more. But I don't think the word should be on notice about Florida just because they beat Kentucky. But like I say, it still feel like Kentucky. It feel like Florida needs to win this more than Kentucky
I
to me,
know it. I
and
know
that's
it. And
weird.
in Kentucky, when you go to their home stadium, that crowd gonna try and be behind them, boy. I'm
Oh
trying
yeah,
to tell you, that crowd gonna
yes.
be right behind them. But I'm just like, because the reason why I just have a feeling, Florida was to beat Kentucky by 10, then if they upset upset them dogs, and there they go. But I'm not gonna say that I see that happening, but I'm hoping that, man, Kentucky can win it. So Florida have 2 losses, because I don't know how that go. I'm used to, like, for example, if a SEC team lose one to somebody, does that mean, like, say if Georgia was to lose to Florida, but Florida beat Kentucky, does that mean Georgia is still number 1 in that Eastern Conference? If they have one loss or something like that, can they still go to the SEC championship? Because for years they've been saying the SEC championship, who gonna decide off the Florida and Georgia game? How they used to do like 5. Well, if Georgia beat Florida, or Florida beat Georgia, that's they going to the championship, the SEC. So, do you think if Florida was to pull that off, they confidence in that coach shouldn't be on the hot, that you would give him a chance and believe? Because to me, that Utah game, I know Utah, but that was, come on, that's the beginning of the season, bro. Like I said,
Hey,
every
but listen, it was the beginning of the season for them, and that was missing their starting quarterback. That was missing a lot of Utah was
oh
missing several people. Coach Dude, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening with the Junior, man? Salute, Roll Tide, John,
Yes,
my
sir.
man. Respect to your panel guest. Hey, man, Florida suspect, man. We gotta stop this, man. Them people suspect, man.
Hey,
Shit, I'm
and that's what I
sorry.
say. I can't really call. I couldn't say we call Florida. I can't say the world should look out for Florida if they beat Kentucky because just by the name alone, it's like you kind of should beat them. But if you look at the overall football play, it feels like Florida need to win this more than Kentucky need to win it.
They do. I agree with you, and I'm gonna say this reason why, because like you said, that first game, with Utah beating them without what they was playing with their second and third string quarterback out there, and they
Yeah,
playing with a limited playbook, and then with Florida, they basically, to me, in my opinion, you know how we struggle with South Florida, they struggle with Charlotte last week. See what I'm saying?
Mm,
And they back into the top
wow.
25 ranking,
22.
and that's only because of the name, the brand, and because of the
yep,
SEC hype.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
and this game is gonna tell the tale on both teams because Kentucky is really going. I agree with you. They're a more complete team, but they quarterback, they free agent quarterback, because I call this NIL deal the free agency.
yeah.
They free agency quarterback, even though he's had got a lot of experience in college football, but he has never played in this type of atmospheric game. See what I'm saying? So
Fact.
will that affect him too? See what I'm saying? So
Ooh.
you
That's
never
true.
know. They Kentucky they had their number a couple years, so you gotta look at it like that.
Yeah.
What about what about that run game though? I'm talking about like what the Gators like. You could slip ETN in a screen game. I mean, like just saying that run game with ETN and that number two, that is kind of scary. And that quarterback, that Mertz, yeah, he looked a little crappy against Utah, but Florida like to dial up them plays, man, and I don't seen it being from Georgia. I
So
don't seen them. I don't seen it being from South Georgia to where all of a sudden Florida just do one trick play in a game. To me, honestly, man, I'm hoping Kentucky can pull it off a little bit by 3 or 10, but something in my gut is just telling me the Gators saying they got a point to prove. I mean, Georgia sitting at number one. I mean, something just feel eerie. I don't know if the court. I don't know. It just feel eerie, but I'm hoping Kentucky can win that, and I'm hoping Bama can blow out Mississippi State. I don't like Mississippi State, so I
I'm
hope
gonna
they
say
blow
this,
'em.
man. Florida quarterback is not legit. He is not it. He that was a
Oh,
misfire. On their free agency quarterback. I say that much. They thought they was getting experience, and they thought they was getting something that he really wasn't. Now I see what you're
oh.
saying about the ETN coming out the backfield. To me, this is my opinion. But that's to me, that's the only really weapon they really have that's really been kind of showing. I'm not saying that they don't have outside weapons.
Ooh.
They do. But
And see,
the
I
outside,
seen the same thing like ETN and the dude wide receiver Pearsall. To me, those are the
right.
only things. And if one don't work, the other one ain't gonna work. Like so, if that run game don't work. What you just gonna keep forcing it down the field to Pearsall? Yeah, he gonna eventually catch balls, but that can't be your whole game plan.
But then
And
look,
I
Nick,
want
look, Junior, you gotta look at this though, Junior. Who threw it to him? You got oh boy, man. Oh dude is not. He's not. Is he? He's a serviceable. He's a
to,
serviceable, good backup quarterback for college football, but his arm
yeah,
strength ain't good for what
yeah.
he need for what they need for that offense.
Yep.
And I want to ask this question. Over the last few years, I know I've been kind of paying, but didn't Kentucky have? Because when you watch the NFL draft, it looked like every year they have some type of defensive player to go to the draft or something
Oh yeah,
like
they keep a
like
solid
that.
little
Right.
defensive player now.
That defense, what they don't have over the last years, has been nasty a little bit. I'm not
Yep,
gonna lie to you. Every
they
time I
have.
look at the draft, somebody going first, second round or something. But man, it's gonna be a crazy. Lord, I'm praying this gonna be a bad week, man. I can feel it. I gotta meditate before I go. Hope that Florida loses and Auburn don't put Robbie whatever his name is, Ashford in before I go. I'm hoping that they don't put Ashford.
Like I said,
I can't say his name. Robbie.
We're gonna talk about it later on tonight. We're gonna talk about it later on tonight.
Okay. Thanks, Nick Saban, and I can't see not Tom Reed. That was on the phone, but thank you for
Coach Dude.
letting me. Okay, thank you, man. I've been waiting to talk to you. Man, I just turned 30, almost for like 50 days, and I finally got my chance to talk. And you make me laugh, man. One day I was saying something stupid off the topic, and you said goofy. That's not what he's talking about. And I just bust out laughing. But man, I enjoy the channel. Thanks, man, for having me, man. I look forward to talking. Thanks for the channel, man, and thanks for having me on live, man. And God bless y'all, and y'all make sure y'all have a great day. And if I don't catch it in time, I'm gonna catch up with you because I know you're gonna be on there tomorrow or this week. So thanks, Nick Saban. Y'all have a great, blessed day.
Oh, no problem. Coach Dude, if you want to come back on, man. I'm reposted, bro. Reposted. But yeah, Florida, Kentucky, man. This is an interesting game to me. Like, I don't have no dog in the fight, but this is why I love college football, because games like this, I can watch it as a fan. Yes, sir, man. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? My phone had dropped. My bad. I'm back.
Cool.
This game gonna really show and tell by both teams, but I just think Kentucky gonna really pull it out, man.
Me too.
I don't see Florida. They got some. They mishandled Anthony Richardson's talents last year,
Surely did.
And then this year they got some very underwhelming quarterback play.
Yeah. I think they expected more out of Graham Mertz, and I hear people say he decent or whatever he can be, but I haven't seen it at either school he was at. So
I mean, but you gotta look at last year at Wisconsin. All you gotta do is turn around and hand the ball off. You know what I'm saying? You can look decent without of that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't throwing the ball 17 times a game.
But like I said, they one of these games that interested me. Me personally, I ain't got no score prediction, but I feel like Kentucky pulled this one out, man. And is it gonna make them legit? That's just a question I ask. I don't think it makes them legit, but I thought we started looking at Kentucky a little bit more serious because they beat Florida. But like you say, in the last couple of years, they really been goddamn taking control of this game. So, like I was saying in the beginning, Florida needs to win this more than Kentucky needs to win it. That's what it feels like to me.
Correct. I agree with you. I think the more pressure's on Florida winning. Plus, with the fan base not liking the coach, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff, and then from a recruiting standpoint too, that it's not a good look when you got Florida State back on top, and you got down in South Florida, Miami starting to kind of build a little something down there. And they looking at the top of the state like, hey, what's going on up there? See what I'm saying? So it's more pressure on them. I agree with you.
Yeah, he said Kentucky will look legit until they run up on Georgia. Whew. It's gonna be a tough time for them.
Then see, I'm kind of like this with you though. When it comes to legit, like last week out with us, we beat Ole Miss. Are we back to being legit? See what I'm saying? Like sometimes you got to look at the teams and look at who you playing because it's a rivalry game. So everybody's gonna kind of be up. See what I'm saying? So you kind of got to look at it. You got to look at the whole picture. You see what I'm saying? so I don't know, man. It's kind of I'm like it's a weird game. This a weird game, but for Kentucky. It actually kind of solidified them a little more though, because I mean, just think about it. It puts them at the echelons of, hey, this is the second team in the East. See what I'm saying? because everybody's looking at Tennessee this year like, hey, they not that's not the Tennessee from last year. So and they looking for the team who can dethrone Georgia in the East. So it's kind of it's pressure on both, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Like I said, what Kentucky did in the offseason, they got their coach Liam Cohen back from the NFL. I thought that was a big move for him, their OC, because he was there with Will Levis before, and I thought that was a big move for them. Then I went and got Devin Leary. Not saying he was the best in the ACC at all, but you do go get the experience. What you said, free agent quarterback. You do go get a free agent quarterback with starting experience. And that boy out of Vanderbilt, I don't care what nobody say. That boy out of Vanderbilt could have played for anybody. He can run the ball just like that if you got an offensive line that block. So
Right.
I'm thinking, I'm thinking Kentucky offense will show more to goddamn will prove more to us against Florida's defense. That's just my opinion.
Let me ask you this: from the looks of these first couple games, does the Kentucky offense look more dangerous with Leary or then with Levis? Got to think about look at it like that. See what I'm saying? Because the running game kind of neutralizes itself. You know what I'm saying? They gonna pound and run the rock regardless of who back there. But just kind of in your mind frame, just look at the quarterback play, like, and then they kind of can judge the team off that. Like if they got a little better quarterback play this year than they had last year, the year before that, this team actually can be more dangerous than before.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, and even with that being said, I still look at the teams, the SEC, what we had as a whole. The whole SEC look different from when Will Levis was there versus Devin Leary is there. But
True.
I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying though.
Right. But no, but the whole SEC yeah, it is it does look different because the whole SEC is, to me, my opinion, is weak. I've
Yeah,
had people argue me up and down talking about I'm crazy, and I'm like, man, as a whole, I'm not
nah,
talking about like individual teams, but as a whole, where the conference is weak.
that's that fanboy stuff when people argue that. You can't be a football guy and not notice that SEC look different this year, bro. It look
Right.
different, bro.
And out of conference show, because I mean, just think about it. All the high profile out of conference games that the conference has played this year, man, we took some hard losses as a conference,
Yeah,
including Alabama, then LSU. See what I'm saying? Hey, Arkansas lost to BYU. See what
BYU.
I'm saying?
Hey,
So,
but I will say this about BYU. They have been playing football over there the last past couple years, bro.
yeah, but Arkansas
Yeah,
is
yeah.
come on, man. This still you ain't supposed to lose to BYU, man. Now, come
Facts.
on. I can see if this was Vanderbilt, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, man. Come on, man.
That's
That's
facts.
no,
That's why I
man.
say that's facts. I agree with you on that though. Nah, bro. You ain't supposed to do that to
You
BYU.
ain't supposed to do that, right?
They playing football over there, not over here.
Right. And that's the difference. That's a bowl slot. They just lost a bowl slot with that loss because they get bowl eligible. But that's a difference between an 8 and a 6 win bowl slot right there. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They lost some
that's
money on that
facts.
game. Right. Can't be doing that, man. As a whole, as a conference.
That's
But
fact,
I don't
man.
know.
That's fact.
This
But
is just like I said, this game, man. But one thing we do know that Florida got athletes. They
yeah,
got some athletes. I just think, man, with that coach, he might have overstepped his boundaries and stepped up too quick and too early. And you know what I'm saying? As in, he jumped into that fire because for some reason, I just think he's a great coach. But I just think that this program was too much for him. See what I'm saying? And with what he was left behind to try to build on it, and it was too much.
like so. What you just said is what I say all the time. Sometimes these coaches they get that buzz from the media and all that, and they jump the gun too fast. So when I talk about this, I compare Kirby Smart to all this. Kirby Smart is probably the smartest coach they ever do it, bro. He sat there and
Mhm.
saved his back pocket for the longest. Even when the coaching rumors about him came up at Alabama, he ignored it. He waited for the perfect situation. What happened? He finally leave for Georgia. That Georgia program was nowhere near depleted. Some people say that program was depleted. It was not depleted. Kirby Smart stepped into a good program, so that he can continue to trend upward. And with all these other coaches, they get a little bit buzzed and they go run for it and they go somewhere and they fail. Florida job, man, they got high expectations at Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And what, like you said, what they had left behind, the past coaches, what they had left behind, it ain't been right since Urban Meyer left, for real. That'd be for real. And that's a hard task to build at Florida with the leash being so short at Florida. So
Right.
I think he jumped the gun too fast as well, man. I think he got all the potentials, but you should have stayed. You should have continued to learn where you was at, man.
But see, they're not gonna give him the time
with the Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, but see, they're not gonna give him the time too, though.
Yep.
Like that's one of them programs where they quick to pull the trigger. As in, hey man, we didn't got 2 losing season. We don't have a top 10 recruiting class. You got to go, and we're gonna start all over again. And you know, it's gonna take some time. Florida State was a perfect example of how they went through coaches till they found the coach, and then they was like, okay, this coach, he benefited off of the NIL, so he brought in a couple pieces what he needed. Florida ain't spending the right money. You know what I'm saying? With this agent deal, you got to put that into the equation of college football and college politics. That hey man, you got to start spending money in the right pieces. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you might can spend the money all you want to on your quarterback and your running backs and all that, but you still need to have something in the trenches. Also, Florida ain't had the trench works in a couple of years. Look at the NFL draft. Your panel guest not too long ago just mentioned the NFL draft. Yeah. Florida, from me being young up and growing up in age, Florida's always had a lineman in the top 4 rounds in the draft. See what I'm saying? Yeah. It's starting to fall off a little bit. I'm just being honest.
Damn. Same thing over there with Kentucky. But what Kentucky is, they got Stoops. And Kentucky is letting Stoops do what he do. No, you're not getting a national championship team. No, you're not getting a playoff team. But with Stoops, you are at least getting a disciplined team, a team that he provides a tough nose of football. No, you may not beat the Alabamas or the teams you want to. But for Kentucky football over the past years, we ain't been looking at Kentucky football in that way. But now you kind of put a little respect on it. But Kentucky one of them programs that like they got time, so they let Stoops do what he do. And I think overall, in the long run, transfer portal will benefit schools more like Kentucky. Because now, the reason why I say this is because, okay, well, let's talk about recruitment. When these kids getting recruited, guess how we coming at them? You know, we coming at them like they superstars laying out the red carpet. Then now when they want to hit the transfer portal, it's more likely because they're ready to play, they're ready to grow up, be men, they're ready to make something happen. So now this is where the Kentucky come in. They come in and talk to you like, okay, now you done win all this. Now let's come at it more business-wise. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? And what can you do for my program? I can tell you what can you do for my program. But they're going to come in more business like, and that's how they get the Ray Davises and Devin Leary type. They're going to get more transfers that actually has potential, but they just don't work out at school. I think it'll benefit Kentucky's in the long run more.
But then you gotta look at it too though. Their offense is kind of NFL centric. See what I'm saying? Running the ball, they use the tight ends, they use the wideouts. So it for NFL aspiration transfers, it benefits them too. And like so I'm saying, like even like your panel guest said a minute ago, the defensive side, they putting somebody in the defense in the NFL constantly. Constantly. So it is. And then man, it's one of those, like with the situation that they in, we like you said, we know that they're not going to be playoff bound aspirations. With a 12 team, they might can sneak into the 12 team, but right now we know that it's hard for them to get to the playoffs. But with them constantly going to decent bowl games, that exposure, they're starting to get more exposure now. They're starting to be on TV now. it's starting to get more money trickulated into the program to where people are like, hey man, that's just not a basketball school. And then
Yeah,
you gotta look at it on that side too, like that they starting to put a little more monies into the basketball football program so they can have more monies for the basketball program. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
'Cause you gotta look at it like that. Because just look at our school. Just look at Alabama. If it wasn't for the football team and their success over the last 10 years or so, just you know what I'm saying, just use the last 10 years, our basketball program wouldn't have had the monies that they were able to build the Coliseum that they're gonna build
yeah.
and have the players and the coaches and all that stuff too though. So it's a trickle down effect.
That's fact. I agree with that. I agree with that. So overall, how do you think this game go tomorrow against Kentucky and Florida, man?
Whew, man.
That's hard.
Ooh. Okay, honestly, we talking football. We just talking football.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Football.
man, I think Kentucky is gonna win, and I'm gonna say reason why because of quarterback play. Their quarterback experience is more plays better. I say that much. And then when it comes to the physicality, I just think Florida, the Gators' physicality is not the same as it used to be.
That's
Now,
fact.
if they would've came out and beat the dog breaks out of Charlotte, I'm talking about like, because like some people look at scores and be like, oh, they beat them by
No,
20 points. No,
scores don't always tell the truth, bro.
facts. And last week game, it really didn't impress me. See what I'm saying? And you coming out, they coming right back into SEC play like this in a big rivalry game. I just don't. I just think Kentucky gonna pull it out, man. And like I said earlier, Kentucky done had their number for the last couple of years. It's just been like
Yeah.
it's been their juice game. That's been their springboard for the rest of the season. And I don't know, man. That and like you said, that kid from Vandy, man, it was like, dang, how Vandy get him in first place? Well,
Yeah, like for real, seriously. 'Cause he could have come to Alabama and he would have been the dude to Alabama.
right. I'm just saying, or is it? And see that the offense, man, Kentucky offense. I ain't gonna put no score on it, but I just think Kentucky gonna beat them by at least. I can see them beating them by like 9.
I can see that. I really do think Kentucky comes out and out physical Florida tomorrow. And they will wear them down with that run game. That's my thoughts.
Right.
And like you said, that all Kentucky offense is more like a pro style offense. I can't even think of the dude's name right there, but the wide receivers they got. They sophomore wide receivers, and that duo is a good duo, bro. So they have all what it takes to be on Kentucky to out physical Florida tomorrow, to straight up beat Florida tomorrow.
And you know another key that a lot of people have not been paying no attention to the whole year. And you know, me and you, we talked about this one time on your panel. We mentioned special teams.
That's the thing, baby.
People are not paying no attention to special teams because of the rule change, and you know how they're speeding up the game with the clocks and stuff like that. So you know they're taking less possessions from teams. See what I'm saying? So the score, a lot of people are looking at the scores like, oh man, the scores are changed. No, that it's just it's true. And each team is having less possessions, so that special teams kick in where the field position on the punts. You're having a good ass field goal kicker, stuff like that, man. Kentucky is more disciplined all around. All three phases of a football team. They're way more disciplined than Florida also.
How my man Tom Reed said, USC will destroy the bus. I agree. I believe it too, man.
So, hey man, well you know you saw my opinion on them. But you know, oh God, man, it's not Colorado, it's not the team, man. But I'm an Alabama fan. That's my team. I can't be glorifying no other team. You see what I'm saying? I can salute them, but at the same time, hey man, if Deion when he said in his introductory press conference to the team that he was bringing all his luggage, his expensive luggage and stuff like that, he should have also told them young men, hey man, I'm bringing the expensive luggage, but I also got the goddamn on my gym bags too, and that meaning my beef, my line. See what I'm saying? And they spent all their money on the skill position players. Because I keep saying spending money, because like I keep trying to reiterate to people that, hey man, NIL is a big, and you spend monies at the right positions. He ain't spend money on the line. See what I'm saying?
what you said is what I was saying before the season. Now, am I so surprised by what they did early? Yes, but the reason, and I say that because TCU lost a lot of people, but the the same team Colorado, but neither here or there. What you saying? But what I said is in the beginning, I know they got the skill players. I know they had the skill players, but they don't have it in the trenches. And Coach Prime even know they ain't got it in the trenches. Coach Prime ain't no fool. He know they ain't got it in the trenches. But
Right.
he gonna hype them up like we got it, which he should do. But I knew this time in the season was gonna come from Colorado.
Yeah.
Before the season, I knew this time was gonna come.
Now I say that I had made a statement before the season. I said they are the best. They would be the best 5-7 team in America.
I remember you said that on your video.
So far, I'm sticking to it. They might get the 6 because they pulled off one that I didn't expect. So they might get the 6. But regardless, man, that's still a great accomplishment for them, man, for that team for the last couple years. See what I'm saying? It's more of the fan base that I'm like, man, I can't stand. It's more of the political side of it because,
Hey, I'm gonna ask you this. Is it the fan base or is it the bandwagon fan base?
it's the bandwagon fan base. I salute to the real deal diehard fans that was in the stands and still rocking Colorado and still doing that after the glory years of Cordell Stewart and all them. I salute those people. I salute the people that was in the stands last year where they was playing on, because they played on TV a couple times last year. They played at Oregon, you know what I'm saying? But they was getting whooped on 70-0. I salute the people that was in the stands for that. But it's the people that the so-called we folks now that were on a different team last year. The so-called we folks now that wasn't in Jackson, Mississippi with that man.
Yeah, facts.
See what I'm saying? That's what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was when Coach Prime left, I was one of the people like, hey, this is college football. Just even down to my level of coaching. Hey man, we move around. You know what I'm saying? We move around for different opportunities. I know this. People move around for monies. People move around for opportunities to coach a better team or to get to elevate themselves from a position coach to a coordinator, whatever reason it is. So I'm saying, I understand that. Hey, the man wasn't gonna stay in Jackson, Mississippi for no 50 years. Ain't no more Eddie Robinsons in HBCU football. See what I'm saying? But I was just like, I wish he could have stayed for like a 5-year program. They just give us 5 years because that really would have established and kept the doors open. Because and it's facts right now, man. When he left, I was telling people that the doors that he was opening, because he didn't open them all the way, he was opening them. When the doors that he was opening, they got closed right shut, and everybody's like, nah, they open. The fire and the flame and the good enthusiasm about HBCU football is gone now. It's not there. See what I'm saying? And that was the disappointment that I had. And it was more about a community thing. It wasn't about, you know what I'm saying, it was more about our community, because our community, like I said, we was hype on the HBCU. You look at during that time, I used the young man that would play basketball, Mikey Williams. Mikey Williams, I'm going to FAM. I'm thinking about going to FAM. I'm thinking about going to FAM. And where he ended up committing to. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things like that. You know, that's what bothered me.
I ain't even hearing about the guy like that, man.
He committed to University of Memphis up there with Penny, but you know he had kind of got into some legal trouble, so he kind of.
That's the last I really remember hearing about him. He got into some trouble.
But he committed to Memphis. That's the point I was making. Like, hey man, all the fire and the glitz and the glory that we had going on, you know what I'm saying, is gone. And that was the only thing that I was like that got up under my skin. And then all these new fans, like last man when they played what's the name, man? He had and no disrespect, because I know like they paid Lil Wayne. I know the University of Colorado paid Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, they just go out there for free. But you had like Offset and all them people. Man, Offset was on Georgia sidelines last year and the year before, man. That's what got me. You got like The Rock and all them people, man. They got petitions and they trying to get them folks banned from the University of Miami now. Like, don't come back. What is you doing? Stay out there. See what I'm saying? That's how I am. You have a lot of Alabama fans that was like, well, they saying Dion, 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 Dion. I'm like, well, what about our team, bro? Well, if it's that much, go on out there with them now. Just go and support them. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because that's the only thing I am, man. This is more the fan base because it ain't on the football level. Because on the football level, I understand what he got going on. I congratulate him, man. On a man level, man. Hey, man, Prime was one of my idols. I
yeah.
salute him as a man, as a father, as a man of God, as a coach, all that stuff. It's this, man. I'm an Alabama fan, so I'm not gonna be out here saying go Colorado.
And I was the same way at Jack State. Now I was. It's me being more of a fan of Prime. I like what he doing for college football. But you even said in your video, I was more of an Alabama State guy because I didn't go there, but a lot of my family went to Alabama State though.
Right.
And listen, did it show you how much I was like? Believe me, I'm paying attention to what's going on over at Jackson State at the time. But the day I was doing a show called the Special Team Podcast. I might bring that thing back, Special Team Podcast. But that day, we didn't play that day. That's the day that was at Jackson State. I covered the Alabama State versus A&M game that day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And see, I'm gonna tell you, man, Alabama A&M and Jack State playing here in Mobile this weekend. I'm on the 6th.
Okay.
And the hype that was last year, and like I said, I know the effect is the prime tax. The prime tax that we had last year, everything was sold out. You had a lot of hype. It was nonstop publicity, nonstop. I'm talking about from the TV, the Caucasian networks. See what I'm saying? And everybody. Now he gone. The prime tax is gone. So that it's a little publicity now. See what I'm saying? It's back to how the old publicity was. That's what I was saying about, hey, it was bigger than football. Just look at the monies that man, and it's great. I'm not taking nothing from them. That's what they supposed to do. Boulder, Colorado, and the state of Colorado is capitalizing how they should. The state of Mississippi and the city of Jackson did not capitalize like how they should have on that money train. That's who fault that is, brother.
So what you were saying about Prime, you would stay there 5 years. I wanted to ask you, but I lost my train of thought. I'm glad you brought that up. So is that more on Prime not opening up the doors all the way, or did the people not sit there and take notes and watch how this thing should be done? Because I feel like more. I can be wrong, of course, that they was mad at a lot of people was mad at Prime, but because people told me, well, he said it was God's calling. Okay, that might be the case, but who said they want him calling to go to Colorado? I feel like this is like me telling you, hey, coach, I can tell you how to make $1 million in 3 weeks. If you just pay attention in 3 weeks and I make you $1 million and I show you again, I said, I'm gonna show you how to do it again. But the whole time you just enjoying me making $1 million and not taking notes. And when I decide to dip out, you mad at me because you didn't take the notes.
But that's my fault. That's on me. If I didn't capitalize on the opportunity that was presented right there in my hand.
Like I said, I could be wrong about it, but that's how I was looking at the situation. I'm like, because I'm like, just as normal people, that a lot of normal people was mindset, but me, I'm leaving a job right now. If you pay me $2 more, I know I'm leaving for a meal.
See, I'm more of when I say the 5 year, I'm more of a 5 year plan guy. Because see, a 5 year plan,
that would have been the plan anyway.
Right, and that go for all the coaches. Like that, when they get into their new program, it don't matter if when the new coach from that will replace Nick Saban, it's a 5 year plan. Hey man, at least give us 5 years. Because if you give us 5 years, that's 3 of your recruiting classes that will be playing. So that'll let us know what type of coaching, what are you doing to our program? Are you helping our program? Are you hindering our program? See what I'm saying? So that's why I was on the 5 year. But that's for everybody. That's not just for that situation. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, gotcha.
But at the same time, man, like I said, the city of Mississippi, not the city, excuse me, the city of Jackson did not capitalize like how they were supposed to. The whole state of Mississippi did not capitalize. And I'm gonna say this: the whole conference of the SWAC did not capitalize how they should have. They should have plugged in long-term endorsement deals, television contracts. The day he signed his contract, when during the when that spring year, because that spring,
Yeah,
everybody forget about the spring year. That spring year where the hype kind of started in, that's where you should have been having your money people, your mind people on, hey man, let me get me I can't get no ESPN. I know I'm not gonna get no ESPN because ESPN ain't gonna pay for the swag. But let me go get a Fox network. Let me go plug in with the CBS network so I can make sure that I got 5 years worth of television revenue for all my schools. See what I'm saying? Plug in that longevity money. That's what I'm saying. Like they dropped the ball on that. See what I'm saying? They could have dropped like all like with Jack State with that when I was doing an interview with that kid one
yeah,
time. He was saying how about how Dion got the sponsorships
yeah,
from Under Armour, and he plugged that in for some years. See what I'm saying? Now that was good. That was on the athletic department. Athletic department was smart on that. Hey, that's going to help out the whole athletic department. See what I'm saying? It wasn't just about football. I be thinking about what about the baseball team? See what I'm saying? They need some monies too. What about the volleyball team with them girls and the softball team with them girls? Hey, what about the swimming team and the golf team if they got them? See what I'm saying? Things like that. Or if you don't have them, now you can establish those programs to get more kids to your universities to offer more educational opportunities for kids off sports. See what I'm saying? Those
yeah.
are the things that I was thinking about.
Gotcha. Hey, so we about to end this thing. We all got Kentucky winning this thing convincingly. Hey, we gotta do this more often, Coach Dude, me and you.
You already
I
know.
like
You
your
already know
points. I like your points. Hey, and my Georgia fans are here. I'm doing me rise up, and I got a Georgia fan coming on later on tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central time. We're gonna be talking about this Georgia and Alabama game. And Coach Dude, hey, stay behind the scene real quick, man. I'm off today. I can chop it up with you for a little bit. But
Okay.
hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I think Kentucky bullies Florida tomorrow. They win convincingly. Out physical Florida. That's just my opinion. And roll tide, and I'm out.
Roll Tide.
God dang. Has it ended on your side, bro?
I gotta check my phone. I had jumped off.
Okay. That joint just buffering on my. Uh oh.
If it buffered, it probably did.